Okay, hi guys, my name is Shelby and welcome to Voice for the Vanished. So, I'm sure you guys are like, what the heck? This girl just stops posting out of nowhere. I obviously didn't mean to. Just with everything going on in the world, I'm sure every single person who's possibly listening to this video is affected by what is happening. And I'm not personally affected. I mean, I am personally affected. Everyone's personally affected, like I said. But I definitely wanted to post a video and let you guys know that I'm okay. I'm not sick. Um, no one in my household is sick with COVID-19, but I think everyone in the world has to adjust to this new normal and to follow the rules and to have this end as quickly as it can. So I'm doing okay. I've actually filmed two videos. One, that I filmed to post about a week ago, maybe, or a little bit more than that. And the family wanted to talk to me before I posted it and give me some more information, but I'm sure with everything going on in their life, period, as well as COVID-19, they just got busy and they haven't gotten back to me yet, so I haven't wanted to post that video without speaking to them. And then another case I was going to post, he was missing for about 2 weeks, and then I went to post it actually, and he was found, which is such a relief, but at the same time, as a content creator, it's like, oh, dang it. I was going to post a video on you, but I'm so glad you were found. So I'm sorry about that, you guys, but I'm getting used to this new normal that, we're living in and hopefully will end soon. But I'm back to posting. I'm here, and I'm sorry for that long break. If you're not new to my channel, you probably know that most often I cover very recent cases to get the publicity out there, to get people circulating their face as soon as possible. But I also wanted to start a new series, not really a new series, just some new videos of older missing persons cases. Specifically, I want to try and go into missing persons databases for every state to find cases that are maybe really old, like 20, 30, 10. It doesn't matter to me how long ago they were. I just want to find cases that aren't circulating around social media and YouTube media site so that I can possibly, share that to my small platform, and you guys can help me share their face and get it circulating around social media again so their family can have some sort of closure and the victim can have someone speaking for them, can have someone still getting their case out there. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And again, I'll keep doing my recent cases as they come through, but I definitely wanted to start doing this as well. So I hope you guys don't mind. Sorry for the super long intro. I love you guys so much, and let's get into today's case. Let me introduce you guys to Pamela Hobley and Patricia Spencer. Patricia, the blonde, the one you see on the screen right now, aged 16 at the time of her disappearance, was born on January 10th, 1953, and Pamela Sue Hobley was born May 24th, 1954, so making her only 15 years old at the time of their disappearance. Patricia Spencer, known to her friends and family as Patty, again 16 at the time she went missing. She was estimated to be between 5'3" and about 5'4". She weighed between 120 to 145 pounds, and her eyes were blue and her hair was brownish blonde. Oh, she wore glasses, but on the day she went missing, they know that she did not have them as they were found at her home. When she was last seen, she was wearing a brown pullover with a matching skirt, a pair of high-heeled shoes, a jacket with a green and gray plaid design, and a necklace decorated with a peace sign. She had one known scar on her leg due to a dog attack. Pamela Sue Hobley, known to her friends and family as just Pam, again was only 15 at the time that she disappeared. Her hair and eyes were both brown, and she was between 5'6" and 5'8" tall. She weighed about 110 to 115 pounds, and she had distinctive marks. She had two scars, one near her nose and the other by her mouth. Although some articles referred to it as a birthmark rather than a scar, I cannot find which is the truth. Even Wikipedia states that it's unknown whether it was a scar or a birthmark, which I think is incredibly odd that we don't have a definitive answer. Hobley wore a white intimate fur coat edged with brown, a plaid skirt, a shirt of an unknown color, and high-heeled shoes with white socks. Pam was also engaging in not the best activities during the time she disappeared. She was experimenting with alcohol and drugs, and she had also accepted a marriage proposal, which I find incredibly odd. I mean, the drinking and alcohol isn't incredibly uncommon of someone of her age, but accepting a marriage proposal just seems even a little more odd because, again, she's just 15 years old. Pam had told her family that she had planned on going to the high school's football game and then following that going to a Halloween party. I don't have definitive times for all these different events, but when her family returned home from trick or treating, so their Halloween activities on that day, she was not home and that alarmed them. They were also notified by her fiance that she had never actually attended the party, which obviously was a huge alarm to them. Something that really threw me off while researching this case is these girls were not known to be friends. No one knew of them hanging out ever, but the only time that they were seen together on this day was when they were walking away from the school. They were actually marked tardy that day. They did not attend school because apparently there was a bomb threat. Now, I don't have any details on this bomb threat or really them missing school. I don't know if that has anything to do with them going missing. But on this day, October 31st, 1969, both girls went missing and have never been seen again. Most investigations go for a 15 and 16-year-old. They originally treated it as a runaway case as they were, supposed to go to a party and then return home. Maybe something happened and they decided to go to another party and you never really know with teenagers. So for about the first week, which I know it kind of hurts my heart to know for an entire week they treated it as a runaway case when they could have been getting different evidence for a possible homicide or kidnapping case. They did treat it well. I mean, they treated it as a runaway and asked for the public's help in assisting them to find out exactly the path on which they took that night. Sister from the beginning was incredibly confident that she did not run away, and she also believed that Patty did not run away either, as the girls were both really close to their families. They're teenagers at the same time, and of course, like I said, Pam was doing some things her family didn't approve of, but at the end of the day, these girls were not fighting with any of their family members. They were close to their parents and their siblings, and they strongly believed that they would not have walked away without calling somebody, without telling somebody. They would not have walked away from their lives. It just does not seem like something they would do. So, like I said, they were seen walking together, leaving their high school in Osado County, Michigan. However, a witness later came forward after seeing their faces on the news and said that he did pick them up walking along River Road and drop them off downtown in Osado. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Police confirm this witness's reports as there is some undisclosed information that the girls were in fact downtown in the city that night. After the initial week of searches for the two quote-unquote runaway individuals, the police did change it to missing persons investigation, as it was incredibly clear that these two girls, knowing their personalities as well as the circumstances under which they went missing and the fact that they had not contacted anyone, they did not run away on their own. They did not disappear voluntarily. Now, personally, I don't feel like it's necessary for me to go into the tips that failed. There were a couple different tips that police thought were going to lead them to the two girls' bodies, as it is pretty easy to suggest they are no longer alive. But I don't feel that it's necessary for me to go into these details because they were not true, and their bodies were not found in these locations that these tips gave. And obviously this is an important part of the case, but they don't believe these tips were any sort of real information or accurate information that actually had to do with the girls' disappearance. And the girls are still missing, even if they are most likely deceased, since it has been 50 years. They still want answers. Families still want to know what exactly happened on that Halloween night and where these girls have been for 50 years. Investigators suspect that the two girls were hitchhiking and kidnapped by two or more abductors and eventually murdered. There are absolutely no more leads in this case or more information of where these girls could have gone, their clothes, what they were wearing, what they had on them, which wasn't much. They did not carry anything extra. It did not seem as if they were going anywhere for even more than that night like they had planned. Not even one day or 2 days. They had left for one night, one Halloween night, planning to return home and never got to. Now, even though it has been 51 years, I strongly believe if someone came forward with the right information, someone always knows something, whether it's something they've heard, not a rumor, but something they've heard about someone doing something or seeing something. Any information they have, someone knows something that would just give them one tip to lead them to another place, that will lead them to another place and eventually solve this cold case. No one deserves to live on with a missing individual that they absolutely adored and loved and not know what happened to them. No one deserves that type of pain. It's a pain that no one else can understand. Just the pain of not knowing where they're at, where they've been, and what happened to them. It's such a heart wrenching feeling. I can't imagine, and I wish no one had to imagine. The right people need to step forward and say something about what they know to help investigators bring this case home, bring these girls home. While it is very certain that these girls are no longer alive, I'm going to go ahead and add in their age progressed photos because I don't know, you would never know at the end of the day how a cold case really is. I mean, I do strongly believe that it is true that they're no longer alive, but just to show you how much they would have grown and how they would have looked now, it needs to add some effect to you, especially if you know something. If you know something and you haven't said something, please look at these faces. These women, these girls would have looked like this, had full lives, had full families, jobs, careers, love, if their lives weren't taken from them at such a young age. This is what their happy, smiling, loving faces would have looked like. But they never got to that point because someone decided they didn't deserve it. And they didn't deserve to die. No one deserves to die. No one deserves to be murdered. No one deserves to have their life cut short. So if you know something, please say something. And please, of course, share this video, share their story, share their faces, get their faces out there so we can hopefully bring them home together, bring this family some closure. And as I always ask you guys, I don't care who you believe in, what you believe in, or what you don't believe in. Please send prayers, good thoughts, good vibes, strength, hope, love, anything good this family's way, as I can't imagine what they've gone through for the past 51 years. My love goes out to them, and I can't begin to describe how much I hope that this case is solved as soon as it can. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next case. Bye.